Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande. Harivam. So we're continuing with our offerings to Srila Prabhupada in his extended Vyasa puja, which we're realizing can be extended unlimitedly in the glorification of the pure devotee of the Lord. There's no cessation, and there's no satiation either. And we're seeing that the more we glorify, the more we try to glorify the pure devotee, the more we become enlivened, and that we discover our capacity to do so. That's why it's important to write these things. It's an austerity. It takes great concentration, and also it's a kind of meditation to write down your realizations. Confronting the blank page is as good as confronting oneself, because there's a way in which our mind may be churning all the time, but when we sit down to concentrate on writing some devotional words, we have to bring all our senses to bear. We have to face our false ego, which often says whatever you write is no good, or we try to obfuscate the actual truth of something that's in our heart. We notice also that when devotees make offerings, at least I've noticed, and I've noticed in the audience as well, when someone's very personal in their offering or detailed, and becomes vulnerable and says, here, where I fall short or something like that. Not a platitude, but something that's actually genuine, meaningful and specific. Specificity is also very attractive when there's a specific illustrations of what's happening. How do you all feel about that? You don't want to go home? In general, you don't want to go home. Well, we don't have to. I mean, you can go home, back to Godhead, but that is what you're in the process of doing. Developing that feeling that I don't want to go home to, my normal life and everything like that. I want to keep the vibration going. That feeling within the heart is the driving force that attracts us back to the spiritual world. After all, Krishna says, "Yang vapi smaran bhavam." Somebody please set up the seats for all our guests. And move the chairs back just a little bit so that it doesn't block the feng shui. Somebody, yeah, there, okay. So after all, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, "Yang vapi smaran bhavam." Perfectly neat, each one of them, symmetrical. Yang vapi smaran bhavam tajat yante kalevaram tam evaiti konteya saratad bhava bhavita. What we have left at the end is our deep feeling. It's been cultivated by a lifetime of association. Our association develops our bhava, our natural feeling within the heart. So these kinds of events where we feel we don't want to go back to our normal life, or we don't want to say anything else besides some glorification of Krishna as a pure devotee, is the process for developing that bhava at the end. If one devotes one's life to these events again and again, then it's very natural to feel that way at the end of one's life. That's the predominant bhava that's left. And that's what we're doing today. So now that His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj is back, I feel secure in beginning assuming our offerings, and we have a list. And we welcome all of the lovely devotees who came here from San Francisco to our temple. Please let's give them a warm welcome. What's the occasion? Why did you decide to come down here on a Saturday afternoon?
Actually, we couldn't come on this Janmashtami.
So you're coming to, that's nice, yeah. Please feel free to come here. Do you come here frequently?
No, this is the first time I come.
It's your first time. We're so happy you're here. And please make this your home away from home. We'd love to have all of you here, lovely devotees. It's not so far from San Francisco, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's not so far. And we have regular classes during the week, and we have festivals on a regular basis. I'm sure you're already on our mailing list by now, right? No, what happened, everybody? Who dropped the ball here? Okay. Are you the spokesperson for this yatra? What is your good name?
Asit Datta.
Asit Datta.
Asit Datta.
You speak Bengali?
Yes.
Ami Bangala boli.
Thank you.
We like Bengalis here. We like Bengalis too much. So we're glad you're here. So please, who will take care of? Okay, yes, she speaks Bengali also. And she'll take your information to make sure that you can all stay in touch. So we'll let you know when the festival's happening, because we'd love to have you all come down, your whole yatra.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to hear from Koladeep Pran Prabhu, who's waiting in the wings. And Govinda Charan Prabhu, you're so expert. If you see arrangement needs with the microphone, can you put it right close to the speaker?
Hare Krishna. First of all, I want to thank all the devotees for allowing me to speak something to glorify Srila Prabhupada. And also I take blessings from His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj and His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can speak something.
Just so you know, this is, we had Janmashtami on Thursday night, and then Friday is the appearance day, the Avirbhav of our founder Acharya, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So that was Friday. And we glorified him to the best of our ability, but we weren't satisfied. We wanted to do more. So now we've brought in the heavy hitters like Kola Dweep and to really push it forward, this glorification. So what you're hearing here is a succession of devotees who have been dedicating their lives to this movement and are pouring out their heart to this, to the leader of our organization, just so you know.
Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine. So I am actually making the offering on behalf of myself and my good wife Simantini. Okay. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. All glories to ISKCON, the flagship of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement founded by your divine self. The Bible Purana gives the following definition of an Acharya. Achinati yav chashtartham acharya sthapatya api sayam acharate yasmat acharyaste na kirtitau. The Acharya is one who knows the import of all the Vedic literatures, abides by their rules and regulations, and teaches his disciples to act in the same way. By all means, you proved you are not only an Acharya, you are the Acharya for this modern age to represent Gaudiya Vaishnava all over the globe. Dear Param Guru, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila, Lord Chaitanya instructs Sanatana Goswami. While instructing Sanatana Goswami, he says, Maya mugdho jibe nahi shvato Krishna gyan, jibero kripaye koila Krishna ved Puran. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort, but out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and its supplements, the Puranas. And your divine self, out of causeless mercy upon us, given commentary of all the major scriptures in a manner so that we conditioned souls can understand it and put into our daily practice. In one of your letters, you mentioned books are the basis, utility is the principle, preaching is the essence, and purity is the force. Actually, this was mentioned in our family business book also by Prabhu in foreword. So it touched me very much. Definitely, ISKCON is founded on these four pillars of principles where purity through sadhana is predominating goal. We get inspiration to follow this through your own practice. From the very beginning, you put emphasis on reading Shastras, publish them and publicize for the benefit for everyone, following the footsteps of our previous Acharyas. Even you were a single man army, you were completely undeterred. The initial volumes of Back to Godhead magazine were sole-handedly managed by you from your writing the articles and to the distribution to the mass people. You never stopped or you never felt hindered by any circumstances. As a person, Bhagavat, you always utilize those knowledge in your daily life. You kept the pivot of your life in Krishna consciousness and kept the order of your spiritual master at the top of priority. In one of your Vyasa puja lectures on the occasion of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's appearance, you mentioned, my only success is that I have followed the order of my spiritual master. I never deviated an inch from it. Initially, you helped your god brothers to preach in different degree by editing books, collecting funds for temple, writing articles, giving financial support, etc. And just before taking Banprastha, you tried to preach to some young students and form League of Devotees. But after retiring from family life, you dedicated your whole energy to preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you always kept your goal high because you had complete faith in the mercy of Holy Name. You mentioned this in your famous song, Markine Bhagavad Dharma also, where you say, Bhakti nai bedo nai name khub dridho, bhakti vedanto nam ebe sharthok karo. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have a strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti Vedanto, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. He is telling to Krishna. And what to say about your purity? By mere glance of yours impacted the hearts of 1,000 people, and they felt very deep transcendental experience. And those who associated with you, even for a short amount of time, cherishes those moments as the very precious one. Dear most beloved grandfather, you have mentioned to your disciples that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is more merciful towards them than your divine self, because grandfather is always more merciful to the grandchildren than the father himself. We can see the same thing in our lives also. You have taught, trained, and inspired your thousands of disciples, and now they are leading your ISKCON movement in such a manner that it definitely makes you proud. You remain the trunk of this movement, and they become branches, sub-branches, by making them expert in different parts of Krishna consciousness. Some became great leaders in book distribution, some achieved big success in congregational development, some become mastermind in developing Varnashram community, some are publishing new Vaishnava literatures to supply the need of the society at large. So many things are to be added here. So even though we are bereft of your personal association, but we are getting your special mercy through your trained commanders who are guiding us in our spiritual journey in every aspect. They are sharing their very intimate realization about you, and you are teaching to make us understand you more closely. Srila Prabhupada, you always dovetailed everything possible in Krishna consciousness. You never hesitated to use modern technology or communication to outreach and give message to the people in general. You engage every talent of your disciples in Krishna service very intelligently. You always met with local journalists wherever you visited. You used radio, television medium to spread the message of Lord Chaitanya. You wrote letters to people holding higher positions in the society so that they can reach out to the general people. This is perfect example of Yukta Vairagya. But you still are so humble and surrendered. This is the most exalted transcendental quality of yourself, which I admire most. In one of your lectures, you were showing gratitude to your disciples by saying, when I came to preach to West, you all good souls were sent to me by Krishna. You were helping to serve my Guru Maharaj, and I am very much grateful to you. And then you choked into tears. In your writings also, numerous times you credited your success to your Guru Maharaj. And in one of your songs, you were mentioning about this special mercy. Can I sing? Insist upon it. Actually, we were hearing this song sung by His Grace in Los Angeles. Agnidev Prabhu, yeah. So it's a very sweet song. I will just sing a few parts of it. Here he says, Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Shoti Shuto Priyoti Krishna Shevai Jaro Tulonai Sheishe Mohanto Guru Jagotero Modhe Uru Krishna Bhakti Deo Thai Thai তার ইচ্ছা বলবান পশ্চাতেতে ঠান ঠান হয় যাতে গৌরাঙ্গেরও নাম। পৃথিবীতে নগর আদি আসমুদ্র নদ নদী সকলেই বলে কৃষ্ণ নাম। তাহলে আনন্দ হয় তবে হয় দিগ্বিজয় চৈতন্যের কৃপায় অতিশয়। মায়া দুষ্ট যত দুঃখী জগতে সবাই সুখী বৈষ্ণবের ইচ্ছা পূর্ণ হয়। সে কার্য যে করিবারে আজ্ঞা যদি দিল মোরে যোগ্য নাহি অতি দীনহীন। তাই সে তোমারও কৃপা মাগিতেছি অনুরূপা আজি তুমি সবারও প্রবীণ। তোমারও শক্তি পেলে গুরু সেবায় বস্তু মিলে জীবন সার্থক যদি হয়। সেই সে সেবা পাইলে তাহলে সুখী হলে তব সঙ্গ ভাগ্যতে মিলয়। The translation goes like this. Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is that great saintly spiritual master, most magnanimous within this universe, who bestows devotion to Krishna in various places throughout the world. His desire is very powerful, and thus he is causing the holy name of Lord Gauranga to spread throughout all the countries of the Western world. In all the cities, towns and villages on the earth, extending to all the oceans, rivers and streams, everyone may chant the names of Krishna and Ram. Thus all directions will be conquered by a flood of transcendental ecstasy, flowing with the excessive mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When all the miserable living entities that have been corrupted by Maya become happy, then the Vaishnava's desire is fulfilled. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am unworthy to do it, being very fallen and incompetent. That being the case, O Lord Krishna, your mercy is today arising in a befitting manner to make me become worthy, for you are the wisest of all. If you bestow your divine power, then one attains the factual substance, which is service to the spiritual master, and life becomes successful. If that service is obtained, then one becomes truly satisfied and ultimately received your association due to good fortune. We are extremely thankful to your divine grace to give us shelter in ISV under the leadership of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Her Grace Nilakula Mataji. This extraordinary community is guiding us in all respects to take care of our devotional keepers. But we are so unqualified that we are unable to take full advantage of this. Please give us spiritual strength to do some services and make us humble and tolerant. May we keep ourselves away from Vaishnava aparat always. On the occasion of ISKCON's 50th years, we pray to their Lordship Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Sriman Mahaprabhu and Sri Lakshmi Narasimha that ISKCON continues to teach and preach humankind the science of Krishna consciousness many thousands years to come and fulfill your divine wish. Hare Krishna.
Gopika? Manjari Gopika, Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna. Before I start, I just want to say that last Saturday when we were returning from book distribution, Malini Mataji told me that we can personally also read our offering to Srila Prabhupada. So I felt very grateful. And then Shamlangi Mataji inspired like 2 days back during Janmashtami that, Mataji, you should prepare some offering. And I mean, I have a lot of strike-throughs. I couldn't write. I'm so insignificant. Then special thanks to Hansapriya Mataji. The whole content is hers. I just told her what I feel and then she helped me. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desh Tarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Last June 2015, when I was traveling on my way back to India on a sudden trip, I met a wonderful woman. She was a Muslim from Egypt and she sat next to me. I was chanting my 16 rounds and eating my prasadam in between. After a while, she asked me, "Do you have fear of flights? And what are you doing?" I explained her that I'm chanting my 16 rounds and explained the meaning because she asked. After expressing with her, I also started explaining her the Bhagavad Gita. The labor of love you put in those books, I have developed very close attachment to the Bhagavad Gita that I didn't want to apart from the Bhagavad Gita. However, the connection with that woman was short but very sweet. I wanted to share the love and affection that you have passed on to me to give it to her. Since Bhagavad Gita had become part of my life and the very purpose of my life, through your teachings, I couldn't part from the book. I wanted to feel your presence through Bhagavad Gita and it was a very hard choice for me to make at that time. I didn't even know anything about book distribution. It was very hard for me to give that book to her because she expressed attachment and she wanted to know you. I couldn't resist then giving my own Bhagavad Gita even though it was so difficult. Later I realized that how important it is to share the love and mercy that you have given to us and how we should share the labor of love that you have put with everyone else. Your mercy is unlimited. You are compassionate to each and every soul that we come across. You have made me a better person. And today I want to dedicate my life distributing the light that you have shown me through your Bhagavad Gita and pulled me out from this darkness and ignorance. Thank you.
Swapnil. Swapnil, who's the ambassador of smiles here at ISV.
Hare Krishna. Although I'm not very qualified to speak something about Prabhupada, I'm just a beginner in many ways, but still I'm grateful for the opportunity to glorify Prabhupada. So the most profound effect that Srila Prabhupada has been having on myself to begin with, and as I see around in the world, is through his transcendental literature. As his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself stressed, and so many acharyas have been stressing, including Prabhupada himself. So I'll highlight more on this point about transcendental literature that Prabhupada has given us. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. I feel fortunate to be in your association at ISKCON. You are our Param Guru and you have given us such wonderful purports to Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Whenever I read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, I am convinced that I am in your association and the association of your great disciples and grand disciples who have inspired me personally. It is just because of you that this wonderful international society for Krishna consciousness exists. Without ISKCON, I do not know what I would be doing. I would be rotting with material consciousness. I would neither know Krishna nor Vrindavan. How grateful I should be to you. On this day, I pray that I can sincerely read all your books, apply them, and also encourage others to do the same. For this is what will save us from the diseased condition of material existence and allow us to become pure devotees of God, Krishna. And also, on similar lines, I would like to share one thing that I have been inspired after coming to ISKCON of Silicon Valley, and my realization on how Prabhupada was such a great visionary and his disciples have imbibed his mood so amazingly. So, transcendental literature has such a profound impact on the world. We see that one man wrote a book on communism, Karl Marx, and we see that the whole country of Russia or China is a communist now. Of course, the intention is not to glorify or denigrate any government system here, but to see the effect of literature, how much impact it has on this world. So Prabhupada was such a great visionary. He has put his heart. He has completely written down the sweet message of Krishna in its most intimate form. And another inspiring example is, I found this in the context of Christianity. Until around 300 AD, Christianity was a persecuted religion. Jesus Christ's followers, they were persecuted. But one king called Constantine, he observed, he was a good king. He wanted to bring morality into this world. He was seeing that most of his subjects were corrupt and they were inclined towards sensual bodily pleasures. So, but he found that those who were following the teachings of Jesus, they had good moral character. So, overnight, Christianity became a propagated religion from a persecuted religion. Now, this is what we see with this is the case with a partial message of Krishna, which was revealed through Jesus. But we have here the complete sweet message of Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. As Krishna himself says in 7.2, Jnanam teham cha vijnanam idam vakshyam misheshatah yajgyatva neha bhuyonyaj gyatavyam avashishyate. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, phenomenal and numinous, knowing which there shall remain nothing for you to know. So how much profound effect this can have in the world. And Prabhupada had that vision for this world to uplift the condition of human society and bring them closer to Krishna. And we see that same mood in His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu in the distribution of transcendental literature. So this amazing sweet message of love, intimate love to Krishna is being spoken about in Prabhupada's books. And here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, our focus is to read them, imbibe the messages, and also distribute the transcendental literature without any discrimination of any external qualifications. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Haladara Rupa Prabhu, who has been on a meteoric rise here at ISV ever since he stepped foot in the door, distinguishing himself in so many ways, particularly in book distribution and leadership.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksuranmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschata Desatarine. I beg for everyone's blessing. His Holiness Girihas Swami Maharaj, Vaisesika Prabhu, Nirkula Mataji, and all assembled devotees here, asking for the blessings to give me a strength to speak and glorify Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, someone came, I think, couple of months ago in temple, and Guru Puja was going on. So he asked why, he pointed out Srila Prabhupada and said why you are worshipping, what you are doing, who is his man? And he asked me this question. And my immediate, response, whatever I had in heart, I told, and that I will share. But after that whole day I was contemplating, who is Srila Prabhupada? Why worshipping him? So I told that person, Srila Prabhupada, he is a spiritual acharya, spiritual leader, who founded Krishna consciousness 50 years ago. And he did, great work of humanity when you compare in that way. And now you see in the world there are a lot of centers because of his mercy. Practically, if we count 650 centers, so means every 2 minutes in a world, Mangala Arati is going on, and his worship also is going on. So none of the so-called leader, so-called successful leader, you say Alexander or someone, has that great impact in the world which Prabhupada had made in this world. So I'm really proud of having part of his family and able to contribute some service. Just to share more, it's as in a Mangala Arati we say, Samsara Dava Navadila. Samsara Dava in front of audience is hard to remember what even, you do every day. So, Samsara Dava Navadida Loka Tranaya Karanya Gana Ganatam Praptasya Kalyana Guna Navasya Vande Gurusu Charanavindam. Just as the cloud pour water on forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual leader delivers material affectionate world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. Your compassion, mercy to all fallen soul is completely inconceivable. Srila Prabhupada, as you have given us a glimpse of spiritual world through your Bhakti Vedanta purports, I am very grateful to his guest Vaisesika Prabhu to write our family business book and gave us history about book distribution movement. While reading this book, I was thinking what it make to devotee go out of their way and just dedicated their all efforts to edit, print and distribute these books. How they were texting their brain to distribute first, magazine, Back to Godhead magazines, and then first Krishna book came, hardbound. Nobody distributed hardbound books and getting $8 and $10. And how they trade with, fuel, right? I think gas station, they give one Krishna book and say is it okay if we don't give money and you can have this book? And that's how when person was agreed to take, first hardbound book, devotee was so happy, and say, hey, we distribute the books. So that's how the complete movement started. And how, some devotees have even took so much risk to smuggle, the books to the other countries and translated in, different language. So your presence, Srila Prabhupada, and your love towards your disciples, make this happens. And on the same note, yesterday I was, not able to hear all the offerings, but when I was hearing Kanka Mataji's offering, she was so touching, she was just, saying that this is because of Srila Prabhupada, your love towards, them, they were, continue over these 50 years, and they are still doing a lot. That's in the same also, when we go to Hat and Asbury, we sometimes meet some people who are early part of, Hare Krishna movement, and they seen Prabhupada. When they start see us, they stop, they share their realization. So what the impact of, even moment of association what Srila Prabhupada made in their life, they still remembering those days and, very happily sharing with us. Even, some countries where last Harinam, I met one lady and her mother, both were from Saudi Arabia. And they were so much enjoying the kirtan. They were liking it so much. When I was trying to explain them the books, completely makes sense to them. And then I said, would you like to take these books? She was ready to. And then as she scanned through the books, there was like the picture of God. She said, I cannot take in my country. I said, we have Arabic books. She said, still, I cannot. Even I saw the Arabic books, I cannot. So I feel, Srila Prabhupada, with your mercy, we have in all the part of the world, the temple, and your message about the Bhakti Yoga, and how fortunate we are at ISV and in California and United States, where we have all the freedom what we want to do. In general, I would take that back. Srila Prabhupada, at ISV, I feel so fortunate under the leadership here. We have so many projects, but our main focus is how to distribute books. I feel we have very healthy training programs here on distributing books and read your books. I also heard yesterday His Holiness Kesavbhati Maharaj offering, and I would take that as an instruction to read Srila Prabhupada's books more and more. That was really very touching offering, and that I would take as an instruction. And as ISKCON is completed 50 glorious years, there is so much ISKCON has achieved through your mercy. I asked in my recent visit of my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and we were discussing, how some people is taking other spiritual path very easily. Bhakti Yoga sometimes maybe is very hard for them. And my Guru Maharaj was saying that because the people in other path is very nice. They are very nice to the other people. If the devotee who are practicing Bhakti Yoga, if they are also very nice to other, then automatically whole world will accept the Bhakti Yoga. And Srila Prabhupada, I need your blessing and all assembled Vaishnavas' blessing to imbibe that message in my life and do my best to have another 50 years, glorious years of ISKCON, and in 1 century we celebrate like, I don't know how we celebrate, but with your mercy. Because all Srila Prabhupada disciples may not be in the world. So how we will celebrate, don't know, but with their blessing and with their mercy only, we will something do huge. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Now, thank you very much for coming. Hare Krishna. Shamalangi? Okay. 1 second till the energy. No, I just wanted to make sure she was taking care of those devotees. Now we welcome our universal Shiksha Guru here at ISV, who has led one of the programs that's most dear to our acharyas, which is the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Now we just got instituted here at ISV at Bhakti Vedanta, a bona fide center to teach the Bhakti Vedanta course and give certificate. And it's because of Srivas Pandit Prabhu, who took full shelter of Hanumat Preshak Swami's indomitable spirit for spreading this. And now he's become empowered and has trained dozens, maybe hundreds of devotees here. Definitely hundreds of devotees here in Srila Prabhupada's books. So we're very fortunate to have him here today. Please welcome Srivas Pandit Prabhu.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I seek the blessings of His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj and His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu to speak few words glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. While we were hearing the wonderful pastimes which were read by Govindcharan Prabhu about how you were struggling to establish your society, one thing that struck me on the pastime that when he visited Michael, Mukunda Maharaj was Michael at that time, and he had suitcase in his hand pretty much looking for a shelter, but nevertheless he still disapproved of the TV and other sort of things without worrying about the fact that I might not have a place to stay, but you were so firm to your path irrespective of the consequences or potentially the negative consequences that can have, but you were very firm. And later also you trained the devotees that the worship of the devotee of the Lord is equal if not greater than worship of the Lord Himself. To the outsiders this might prove to be a little bit of a personality promotion, but if the devotees permit, then let me read a little bit from the Laghu Bhagavatamrita, wherein Srila Rupa Goswami mentions verses. And Srila Prabhupada, thank you for giving us your many wonderful disciples, and we pay our homage to His Grace Gopi Parandan Prabhu for tirelessly translating the books in your spirit. So we are reading from the Bhaktamrita, which is the second part of Laghu Bhagavatamrita. The first verse, opening line is Om Namaha Sri Krishna Rasa Rasikebhyaha. Obeisances to those who relish the loving exchanges with Sri Krishna. Text 1 is Srila Rupa Goswami's verse that he writes himself, which it goes something like this. Aradhanam mukundasya bhaved avashyakam yataha tata tadiya bhaktanam noche doshasti dustaraha. The worship of Mukunda is obligatory, so also to avoid intractable blame is the worship of his devotees. Srila Gopi Parandan Prabhu writes here, having described the essential facts about the Supreme Lord's identity, qualities and power, Srila Rupa Goswami will now explain in brief second part of Sri Laghu Bhagavatamrita the special nature of the Lord's pure devotees. And so it goes on, and the next verse, it's quoted from the Padma Puran. It said, as stated in the Padma Puran, when Vaishnavas serve Lord Hari, they must also serve personalities like Markandeya, Ambarisha, Vasu, Vyasa, Vibhishana, Pundarika, Bali, Shambhu, Prahlada, Vidura, Dhruva, Dalbhya, Parashara, Bhima and Narada. A person who fails to do so will encounter severe sinful reactions. So it's just not a casual thing that we are worshipping Srila Prabhupada here, but it is firmly rooted in our Siddhanta that those who fail to glorify the Supreme Lord's devotees where the Supreme Lord is being glorified, it's a serious offense. But Srila Prabhupada was always of the view that Krishna is everything and everybody should surrender to Krishna. As His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu would quote Srila Prabhupada, everything for Krishna and nothing for me. So how to establish this intractable principle where the Acharya has to also say that the worship of me is also as equal as the Supreme Lord, when Srila Prabhupada himself said it many times that everything for Krishna and nothing for me. So we have this, we are grateful to Krishna for giving the appearance of Srila Prabhupada right after Janmashtami, so that we can celebrate it as a wonderful duet of celebrations. And we are grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he came, he gave us that same message along with the Supreme Lord in the happy dual occasion of Janmashtami and the appearance of Srila Prabhupada. Sri Krishna made us sure that we never fail to worship his devotee, by making Srila Prabhupada take birth and appear in this world right after the day of his appearance. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ji ki jai. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Now we have great pleasure of introducing Rasika Shiromani, who's constantly scheming how to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, has her hands in many different pies.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. I would just like to say a few words expressing my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, appreciate some of his qualities that I have come to observe in my little time as a devotee. I didn't prepare a proper offering, but I would read some of the stuff that I have written. So one thing I am grateful to Srila Prabhupada is bringing this path of Krishna consciousness into our lives, where I see that even though the process, there are so many things to be followed in the process, I can see that it's mainly a change of the heart. When I compare this path with various other spiritual paths in India, especially when I go to India, people ask, what is different? Why Krishna consciousness? Why you are following this? Why not? I always tell them that I feel in other religions, or not even other religions, other spiritual paths, I have never felt like I need to change. It's like, okay, you go there, go to temple, maybe attend a program, do something. You go here, you come back and you are done. And then I do my same thing. There is no change of heart. Nobody tells me that you need to become humble, you need to become selfless, yet you have certain anarthas, or like, that was not a question anywhere. I went to some few things, not a lot, and even now my parents go, but nowhere this discussion happens. Only in ISKCON, in Krishna consciousness, I have come to see that, oh, I need to work on these things. We are not there, but at least I know the goal, or what is a purified state, because we have examples of people following it, our spiritual masters and senior devotees. So we know that, and we keep hearing that point in all the lectures, that, okay, we need to develop these qualities, we need to become a better person, we need to imbibe these things in our heart so that we can become pure and we can become proper instruments. So I find that as the greatest gift that Srila Prabhupada came and gave us. Like, even though apparently born in India and know some of, spirituality or whatever, never learned anything of this sort. So I had to come to America to know about Krishna consciousness in like this. That's Prabhupada's mercy, and without this movement, I don't think I would have understood that I need to change. This is not the right way to live, and this is how you should live your life. There is a meaning to our life. Before, there was no meaning. Like, okay, you go to work, you do this, you do that, you get old, and then you die. Done. It was like a routine thing. Okay, go to engineering, get a degree, go to job, then go to America, get married, do something, buy a house, which is what I see now my brothers and everyone doing, and I don't see any, I don't know, maybe they have some satisfaction, but externally I feel like it's shallow. So I want to thank Srila Prabhupada for giving this gift of Krishna consciousness, where he has given so much meaning to our lives. Now, everything there is a meaning. Going to work, there is a meaning. Living, there is a meaning. Whatever we do it with a purpose to serve Krishna and his devotees. Otherwise, I don't know, if ISKCON wasn't there, what our lives would be. Completely useless. So, I wanted to thank Srila Prabhupada for giving this gift. And another thing I noticed is like Prabhupada has made it like so easy. It's not that he said, okay, all of you should come and live in the temple, you should do this, then it must have been hard, at least for me. So like in Krishna consciousness, we see that, okay, I can paint and call it as service to Krishna. I can develop a website and call it a service to Krishna. There are so many ways to engage our talents as a service to Krishna and become purified and satisfied and grow further. So Prabhupada has made it like so accessible, so easy for people of any nature to dovetail it. That word, I love it, dovetailing. Because without that, it would have been hard for me to exactly follow. So I feel like, of course, the goal is to do it unconditionally. Do it, just sit in a place and do bhajan. But I'm not there yet, or I don't know when. But now for me to go through this and what you call purify myself, Prabhupada has given this process in such a accessible way. So, that only a genius person can do, and a person who is like an acharya can do. Like people, I hear this in lectures that you have to be strict with yourself and lenient with others. Prabhupada is a perfect example of that. He was so lenient with us, with everyone in Kali Yuga, in a sense, like he said, you can chant 16 rounds. He didn't say 32, he didn't say 64. And then he asked us to do any service that we can be employed in the service of Krishna. So we can see what kind of a visionary Prabhupada is and how much he has done for all of us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Now we have our lead dancer of ISKCON, Silicon Valley, book distributor extraordinaire, and an emblem of determination. It's written on her face, this determination. Kumari Lila.
First of all, I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity, because without your permission, it won't be possible. And thank you for encouraging for staying late just to hear the insignificant words from my mouth. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Wish you a belated happy Parents' Day and congratulations on the ISKCON 58th year. Amidst Team ISV, we have found ourselves in a safe zone, where your words are our vision, your instructions are our lifelong goals, and your compassion has tied us all together on every spiritual and material upheavals. By nature of this age, no one is perfect and nobody completely happy with their situations. Either rich man riding in a Ferrari or beggar on the street, looking for something that can change their circumstances. The miracle happens as soon as they come in contact with your divine grace through your transcendental books. As His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu mentions in his Sankirtan seminars, these are the transcendental seeds, and we are constantly trying to sow them in different hearts. But as plant requires sunlight, those people needs your mercy to understand the importance of this seed and grow devotional creeper. Srila Prabhupada, to express our gratitude for whatever you have done for us is merely impossible to explain in just a few minutes. Since few days I have been meditating to prepare your offering, but my thoughts has been stuck at one question. What is my relationship to you? Why am I doing what I am doing? In simple words, I can claim as your grand disciple because fortunately I have been accepted to your movement, and I am trying to perform what I have been told. But just before few minutes, I would say just before few hours now, I realize that is not all. At the age of 17, you cross over the large ocean on a cargo ship, experiencing many physical challenges. Still, you did not give up. You did not give up. With your faith on Krishna, you developed the community from nowhere. Now, Not seeing your own comfortability, you gave everything for the service to Krishna. Painstakingly, you have put together your precious time in form of your transcendental words. How can I thank enough for your unconditional mercy on us? As they say, actions speak louder than words. We at ISV, under the expert guidance of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Nirukula Mataji, trying to establish your vision by having every opportunity to share your gifts to others and keep our family business running and shine around the globe. As insignificant I am, lacking many qualities to perform my commitments, but as His Holiness Indrajimna Maharaj mentioned in one of his lectures, that one day he, recently when he came in contact to Krishna consciousness, and one day that was appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, and he had to work that day. And he has been thinking in his mind that what I'm doing here, I should be at the temple, I should be part of the program, and I should be hearing. And here I'm working for some other person, and like circumstantially he has to work in the basement. He was working and he says nobody's around, and he just put the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj's picture on it, and he just started worshipping him. And suddenly landlord came and he said, "What are you doing over here?" And then he said like, "Oh, today is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, his appearance day, so I'm worshipping him. And I have heard that grandfather is more merciful than father." So he was praying and he was praying hard to please help me get out from here. And and then as soon as he was praying, and then landlord came, and landlord said, "Okay, you are fired, no more you are needed over here." And he ended up in the temple. Probably more details Govincharan Prabhu and Rasika Mataji can add more if needed. So that's how I feel today, that the grandfather is more merciful than father. And so with my folded hands I pray for mature, sincere understanding to the knowledge you have put together for us, and share with others with enthusiasm. By following your principles, I wish I can be part of your mission one day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Now we have the maintainer of the Sankirtan, kirtanparty.com newsletter, extremely steady in her service and always steady in her enthusiasm, Preeti Radhika.
Thank you, Maharaj, first of all, for such kind words. First of all, I want to thank Radhacharan Prabhu for encouraging me today to speak, and Mukharvinda Prabhu to somehow make room for me. I was not even supposed to be here today. Then I came to know that my husband was going out of town. So I was planning only to attend Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. And then I came to know he was going to be out of town, so I grabbed the kids. It's okay, baby, you want to go there? Okay. That's okay. So then I realized that my husband is out of town. I was like, that's perfect. So I grabbed the kids overnight, and in the morning when I was waking them up, they were saying that, "Mommy, it's not a school day. Why are we waking up so early?" I'm like, it's a better day than school day, so come along. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for so many things, and I have a few thoughts. And it was a few of my thoughts came from all the Prabhupada's disciples that gave such wonderful offerings. We can't even match it. But just to begin my journey quickly, thank you so much, Prabhu. Just to begin my journey, I was a teenager when I had many questions. So I would ask my father, and so he gave me a pocket Bhagavad Gita that had just the Sanskrit and the translation English from Gita Press, if somebody has seen that. Usually in Vrindavan they have that, and I read it, and all my questions were like answered, and I would circle and I would underline and I would put asterisks. But then I was like, there has to be more to this. Like if just translation from a Sanskrit can mean so much, there has to be more. And come to know, my father gets transferred and he goes to Chennai, and we get a house with Krishna's mercy. Just downstairs was this couple with 2 kids, and the husband was in construction, so they were constructing a plot, and they dig out the mud, and guess what they found? They find Laddu Gopal, and their life changed. They became, they joined ISKCON under Bhanu Maharajas in Chennai, their leadership, and she started taking us to ISKCON temple, and she gave me Bhagavad Gita as it is. Within a weekend, I read it cover to cover, and I was like, this is it. There was no turning back after that. But then we lost, when my father got transferred again, we lost association. But what we did, as we have 5 siblings, almost of same ages, so we teenagers had enough money every weekend to go watch a movie, as teenagers would do. So we would have money. I was just sharing this with Shraddha the other day, that we would have enough money to watch a movie and money for gas. So we would do that, but to save money, we would attend a langar for lunch, Punjabi langar, and for dinner we used to go to ISKCON. So somehow the prasadam kept us coming back. So it's only very recently that my sister, Priya Gopika, she felt that urgency, that she felt that that in her heart that this is it, no more, no mas. Like Vaisheshika Prabhu says, no mas. So she got me into it just by her Vani. I used to chant on and off, and when the material energy would slap me hard, then I would do arti. But that's where I was. But I would read books constantly. Bhagavad Gita was always my solace. But the urgency came after talking to her. So she's kind of the beginning Shiksha Guru. And when she would visit, she would do the whole program, and I would love it. She would do the Aarti in the house. She would make me chant with her. And so I started with just 1 round on Brahma Muhurt. And then it just, then one day she said that, Pratibha, you're so close to now, Priti Radhika, you're so close to Carpinteria. Why don't you go visit Giriraj Maharaj? Then I said, okay. So we took the kids to Disneyland. I begged my husband, please, it's only 1 hour detour. Please take me there. And when I saw Maharaj, Giriraj Maharaj, remember we went there. You were very little, honey. So when I saw Giriraj Maharaj, I was reading about him as on the way. And I felt that connection. And as I saw him, I just couldn't stop crying. And I lay flat in Dandvat, and kids were asking, Mommy, Daddy, what is Mama doing? But anyways, now to my offering. Sorry, that took so much on the background. The reason I gave the background was, that's the background for my real offering, is like Vaisheshika Prabhu in his offering said that he asked blessing from Srila Prabhupada for the flourishing of ISV, and I have pretty much, as an eternal beggar, Srila Prabhupada, I have the same begging that I have to do. That ISV is such a home. My mother-in-law jokes when I come here because I just run, and she's like, "You're going that far? Maike ja rahi hai?" That means, are you going to mother's house? So this is like my Maika. So he has definitely, Srila Prabhupada, you have definitely given us a home all over the world. For all the people, we have a place to go that we can call home. And I want to, there's like not enough time for me to thank all the devotees here. They have taken me under their shelter. I can't even thank Shraddha Ma enough. I know she probably would get angry with me for mentioning her name, but I'm taking that risk because she has given me mentorship in personal life, professional life, in my spiritual life. I'm not capable of any service, but her magic is that she somehow engaged me in some service that I can do from Sacramento. So I'm so thankful to you, Shraddha, that you made me capable as a devotee, and I can sit here and speak with some dignity. So thank you for that. Yes, do you want to say something? Okay. Anyway, so... Yeah, we live in Galt. Whenever I come to ISV, another thing is that I'm always welcomed. I've always felt part of ISV. I don't feel like a visitor. I don't feel like that I'm from Galt and I come from a different area. I belong to this family. But as I come, I'm hugged, and I'm hugged by devotees, and the first thing I hear is, so good to see you, Mataji. And if I have a gap for some reason, and I come after a gap, they say, oh, it's been a while, Mataji. So good to see you. So thank you so much for that. And then, like Giriraj Maharaj said in yesterday's offering, that we have ISKCON here, and what a hope that was, Maharaj, that when Maharaj said that we have ISKCON in the spiritual world too. That's like, that was such a beautiful thing, Maharaj. So just to mention on that, I have shared that story from Srila Prabhupada before as I was watching online, and Vaisheshika Prabhu really liked it. And so I'll quickly mention that story too, that once Srila Prabhupada was telling all the devotees that if you devotees, you become 100% pure, then surely I'll take you back to Godhead. Then he looked around, the devotees didn't look encouraged, they were like looking very lost and confused and kind of scared. Then he said, okay, you guys become 70% pure, and I'll take you back to Godhead. Then still he looked around, the devotees didn't seem enthusiastic at all that the percentage had decreased. They were still looking worried. Then Srila Prabhupada said, okay, forget about everything, just hold on to my dhoti, and I'll take you back to Godhead. So on that, I know for sure, my Guru Maharaj, that you are holding tight Srila Prabhupada's dhoti, and I am holding on to your dhoti really tight. So, Vaisheshika Prabhu, thank you so much that always you've seen something good in me, and I don't know how you have that faith in me, so thank you so much for that, and accepting me as part of ISV. And then another thing, Srila Prabhupada, I want to really, really thank you, is for your scripture. Now that I made little progress from Bhagavad Gita, so I bought Srimad Bhagavatam by mercy of Vaisheshika Prabhu. I still remember I was in Boscombe Avenue, and he asked me, do you have Srimad Bhagavatam? I said no. And then he said, why don't you take it? Then I took that day, and somebody, what is that devotee's name? I'm forgetting. But he sponsored the Chaitanya Charitamrita that same very day for me. All those verses are like, in the translation, they're just simply life and soul. They are worth clinging to. There are times in my life, just like everybody's life, that you hit the low bottom of this material world. Then I cling to those verses. I still remember that verse, the very first verse that I actually heard the lecture on ISKCON Desire Tree, the audio section from Vaisheshika Prabhu's lecture. It was on Savem Puntsa Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahetukiya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Translation is, the supreme occupation of mankind is to have worship the Lord in transcendental loving service. And the transcendental loving service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. After that lecture, I was like, I have to go to ISV, and there's never been turning back from that. So every verse has been worth clinging to, and they have been my life and soul. And in the end, as like I said before, as an eternal beggar that I am, I again pray to you, Srila Prabhupada, to help ISV flourish, and I pray to you that I may never lose this association, and I pray that I may always have service of my Guru Maharaj. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Now we have our local wonder child who seems to be beyond her years and good in everything. Harika.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your lotus feet. Happy birthday. I am so glad to be in this movement. 50 years ago, you came to America following the order of your spiritual master to spread Krishna consciousness to the Western world. You came all alone on a cargo ship, Jaladuta, with a suitcase, umbrella, a supply of dry cereal, and about $7, and boxes of books. Before I came in Krishna consciousness, I didn't know any shlokas or beautiful Vaishnava songs. I also didn't know how to play kartal or mridanga. But now I have started to learn all these instruments. Before I was not aware of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, but now I am getting a chance to read these transcendental books. Before I came in Krishna consciousness, I was a shy person and was not able to connect with unknown people. But now I have strength and confidence to go out on Sankirtan and distribute your books. So in a few days, my sister will be born, and I will share with her all that I know about distributing your books and musical instruments. Please bless us both so that we can serve devotees throughout our lives. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vijayendrananda, who came to us via underground tunnel from Pune to ISV. It comes from right at the back of Pune to the front of the temple, and he came, and the first day he came in the temple in Bascom, he was jumping so high in Kirtan he was touching the ceiling. And he's never stopped that jumping, so we're very happy to have him give his offering today.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna-Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauruvani Prashanini Nirvisheshunyavadi Paschata Desatarini Vanchakalpadurvesha Kripa Sindhuvaya Vachapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. So from morning and from yesterday actually I'm hearing so many nice offerings and Prabhupada disciples, then all of the devotees here. It made me remind some things that I was remembering from last year that I was meditating on Srila Prabhupada's appearance day last year, and then I will add what I'm meditating this year. So when I think about Srila Prabhupada's life story, and I see it with other acharyas' life story, it is very, very unique. Many of the acharyas, when their life stories are read, it's like they have an interaction with a king or with some scholar they defeat, and they get, some king gets attracted to them, something like that. But when we take the story of Srila Prabhupada, it's so unique. There is no king. there is nothing. He goes to the most disturbed persons in the world. That is the hippies, and that's what is very unique. Now you need to get that person and bring him to the level of Vaishnavism, not even Brahman, but Vaishnavism. And I think that's what Prabhupada writes in the song when he first sees Boston. He says, how can I give the Vasudev Katha to everyone? Because he immediately understands. But then, his life story is like he was able to give. So this is a very unique thing in his life.
compared to other Acharya stories. And when Prabhupada left this planet, there were many of his god brothers who were there in the procession when they were taking his body around Vrindavan. And in those celebrations, one of the god brothers said to Prabhupada disciples, "You don't know whom your Guru Maharaj is." He said like that. And he also said more things. But then that's a very profound statement, that we really don't know whom Srila Prabhupada is. And we are trying to glorify for all his amazing preaching and compassion that he has done. So that's kind of meditation today. And so, dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. The multiple universes coming out of Mahavishnu pores and living entities getting populated within them are due to the urge to satisfy endless desires of Jiva souls, to enjoy, experience pleasure which are separate from Krishna. And I am also one of these Jiva souls eternally stuck in the pursuit of happiness separate from Krishna. Krishna appears in this material world as himself to attract souls like me to eternal abode, to his home which is real, everlasting and blissful. But as I have a material body, I conclude that I am not attracted to go back home, back to Godhead. But Krishna is expert and merciful. He sends his confidential servants to attract and guide souls. Srila Prabhupada, you are one of such confidential servants of Krishna. And I am inspired, amazed and guided by your exceptional devotion service and compassion. I have no attraction for Krishna. It is evident by the fact that I am careless in my process to surrender. I am failing to accept favorable situations for Krishna consciousness and instead accept unfavorable situations to Krishna consciousness. On this day, where glorification, appreciation and gratitude to spiritual master pleases the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, I express my great gratitude to your compassion. Because of your tireless preaching, souls who are bewildered by Maya, and as I am also bewildered by Maya, are saved by your teachings, your books, the devotees, the organizations you made, the holy places and prasadam. But again, it is my great misfortune that I am not fully attracted to this process of Krishna consciousness. So I beg, just like a person begs for rain in a scorching desert, I beg that rain cloud of mercy from you, which will award me grace, determination, association, and nourishment to advance in spiritual life. Please bestow that mercy on me. I am a bad servant, but you are the best master, who would not leave his servant in any situation. So please do not neglect me. Even though I am a stupid person, please do not neglect me. Begging for forgiveness for all known and unknown offenses at your lotus feet, your fallen servant, Rajendu Kumar Das.
Thank you to Virjendra Kumar Prabhu. Now Siddhagata. Who has brought great mood of seva to ISV. And wherever he goes, leaves behind him devotees wishing he would come back.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami, Iti Namine. Please accept my prostrated obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. My prostrated obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Vaisheshika Das Adhikari, Guru Ma, His Holiness Giriraj Swami, His Holiness Keshav Bhati Goswami Maharaj, His Grace Akurnath Prabhu, and all other devotees who assembled here on this auspicious day of your appearance. Writing an offering to you is like offering lamp to the sun, and I do not have the qualifications. But I would like to share the impact of your glorious movement on my life. Everyone goes through various phases in their lives. Looking back, I can break my life in 3 distinct phases. The first phase was spent growing up doing, well, a lot of growing up things, aka nonsense. The second phase was spent in chasing material dreams and pleasure, aka ignorance. The third phase has been a pivot and has just begun only because of your divine movement, ISKCON. I feel as if I have been reborn with a purpose. This is the first time I have felt a glimmer of hope that my life can be utilized in service to my Guru Maharaj, the devotees, and hopefully that those efforts will please you. This is the first time I have been able to experience happiness in non-material things. And this very happiness strengthens my resolve to be steady on the path that you have shown to millions of devotees around the world. This is the 50th year of your glorious movement, and I pray to Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ji that its glories continues to spread in all 3 worlds. Please bless us so that my small growing family can become instrument in the service of your big family and your glorious movement. Eternally grateful to you. You are insignificant beggar. Siddhakata Das. Thank you.
And now, is this the last but not least one? We have the emblem of loyalty and deep sincerity in devotional service. Our very own golden boy, Mukharavind Prabhu.
नाम श्रेष्ठं मनुमपि सचिपुत्रमत्र स्वरूपं श्रीरूपं जमुरुपुरी मातरिं घोषवाटिं राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरं अहोराधिका माधवाशां प्राप्तो यस्य प्रथितकृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि हे गुरो ज्ञानदादीन बन्धु स्वनन्ददाता करुणैकसिन्धु वृन्दावनाधीसहितावतारा प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचारा. Sorry, my thing lost. As like others in my generation, I never had physical association of Srila Prabhupada, but it's through the heart of his followers and divine books and lectures. I would like to express my deepest gratitude for my different gurus, Siksha gurus, my Diksha gurus, and all of you. The disciples and grand disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, who by their own example inspired me to get deeply connected with Srila Prabhupada and his divine teachings. So flashback to year 2006, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.16, O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. This I got inspired by yesterday when Mahaguna Mataji says, and I also started thinking, okay, what was that? So when I flash back, I can see mostly in the category of inquisitiveness, different paths, different rituals, but as Rasika Shiromani Mataji also was mentioning in her offering that we have so many temples, but there is no clear instructions. And I remember once Guru Maharaj was saying the example of when you go to Radha Govind temple, you will find there is a Lord, but there is no authority. When we come to ISKCON temple, we have Acharya who is sitting right amongst us, Srila Prabhupada, under whose shelter anyone can take shelter and can grow in their spiritual life. So that is the highest advantage we have here, coming that we have Acharya whom we can follow up and can advance in our spiritual life, take to the next step. So, and my thinking was that I am the most intelligent, high-born, most significant person in the universe. And these were some thoughts when I entered in a very prestigious technical bachelor's program in year 2006. But Srila Prabhupada, your mercy came through your dedicated followers who taught me what is the real spiritual life means. I still remember when in early 2007, in January, I visited one of the remote Krishna Conscious Center in my university. And as I entered the room, I heard the recorded chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. And that I could feel that I am in home, that still that remembrance is always in my mind, that the first time I entered and when I heard your voice in your tape, that was like very soothing. I could never feel satisfaction in my life that I felt, and immediate satisfaction and connection with something sublime. And the one of the instruction that my teachers taught me, that how all the different achievements I have in my life, maybe as I was telling that I am a great person and everything is fine, that okay, they are all zeros. You are adding one after another zero. Now you came to university and added another zeros and all, but they are all useless without one in front of them. And that one is Krishna consciousness. So add that Krishna consciousness in your life, and then the all zero makes sense. So okay, that makes sense to me. Coming back to Silicon Valley, which is filled up with the startup companies in technical fields, where everyone trying to be original, trying to invent something unique. And similarly, I can see that we also, like my manager was telling that his friend asked, like, what are the two great inventions in this century? Then he told that internet is the one thing, and then another thing, and then he told, what you think is the maybe future? What will the future one most thing that will be very popular? So he thought, and he told yoga industry. So we see that how there are so many pseudo spiritual paths are there, and as His Grace Vyasa Prabhu was mentioning that there are so many different meetups groups are there, and where they mention that Krishna is a thing, that like they just mention their different paths, and it's just like very rampant in the society. And one of the in Janmashtami, when we were reading one of the verse of Bhagavad Gita 7.1, in which Prabhupada has given one line that struck with me. Quote, one has therefore to learn from Krishna directly or from a pure devotee of Krishna, and not from a non-devotee upstart, puffed up with academic education. So that's why I brought this startup, that how they are. And then we went to the meaning of upstart from the dictionary, and that was more interesting. The meaning of upstart was a person who has recently begun an activity, become successful, etc., and who does not show proper respect for older and more experienced people. So that's what the startup culture is there here, like, and the same thing is like what future trained yoga industry I was mentioning. But Srila Prabhupada, you had full faith in the parampara. You had deep and real humility. That how you are just repeating the words. No one will tell that I am doing something that is already there. Like even sometime people told that it's not what is your contribution. He told, yes, my contribution only, I am just repeating the words of previous teacher, and that you told in very deep humility, and that what shows the mood that right thing. That is what Acharya means. Once His Grace Vyasa Prabhu was mentioning that in morning walk, once Prabhupada went for morning walk in Mayapur Dham, and then he was returning back, and then he told to some devotees, and then later he came to know that what he told. He told that now all of you came to Mayapur Dham, and now it's mercy of Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that you'll all get delivered. So similarly, I can see and I can feel in my life that whenever I bring some people in Krishna consciousness or like trying to share this knowledge, I have full faith that yes, when they come to ISKCON center, when they come to teaching of Prabhupada, they will definitely get delivered. There is no doubt. It's the 100% sure way of having perfection in the life. This year in Yatra in Mayapur and Sri Dhampuri was very one of the distinct feature I remember is to have our brothers and sisters from Japan and China. I could really feel how how Srila Prabhupada, the mercy is flowing through this part of the words. Maybe I think some devotees were mentioning that how when we are in USA, we don't feel that how it's but when we see that how devotees in Japan, China practicing, and really is what makes them, or even earlier part of Russia, is just the unalloyed teachings that you brought from the Shastra, and that inspired people's heart to take it to the even in the risk of their life. They are doing this, and when I associated with them, I can see that what is sincerity means, and what is what I can more. I got a lot of inspiration. So thank you very much, Maharaj, for arranging the yatra, and also all the ISV devotees for being in there.
Actually, you arranged the yatra.
Also, as I some many devotees, I talk sometimes. So one of my friend was telling that he somehow could not continue to the process, but he told that recently again he started doing the morning programs, Mangal Aarti, Narsimha Aarti, and Tulsi Aarti, and he could see that it's totally different. And though I'm in Silicon Valley, and as we all know how stressful life, but he told that it was totally different experience, that how his days went. I told, yeah, that's what Prabhupada's genius was there, how he packed everything into some such simple formula, that if we just follow in our life, chant 16 round, do our basic that prayers like Tulsi Aarti, Mangal Aarti, remember our spiritual master, and help as much as to spread this Krishna consciousness. There is nothing else is needed, and it's very simple and sure sort of perfection. So thank you, Sir Prabhupada, that being the original thinker of how to really think about the fallen souls in Kali Yuga. You know that we are all coming, and you have given such a simple path that even in Silicon Valley we can practice. Also, I was seeing that how is yeah, I need iPhone maybe. So at last, I beg all of you so that I can always be in the association of devotees, as His Holiness Giraj Swami Maharaj was pointing. I really, it stuck to my heart that we should be always praying that please never go out of the association of the devotees. That is the highest thing. And yesterday when we were singing the song in which that comes, respect all the devotees without judging. So I beg that Prabhupada please give and all the Vaishnavas that I can follow that and take my spiritual master instruction with heart and soul, and I can serve this ISV community till my last breath. And I pray that whole ISV community as a can become a shining example to the world of taking how we take the instructions of a spiritual master and try to fulfill, brings all perfection. We don't have to do much, and that is enough for the perfection in our life. So Srila Prabhupada, please continue to bless us that we can take your instructions, especially to distribute the literatures to far and wide and inspire all over the world to bring the second way of book distribution in this life itself. With that, as I was telling that what my understanding before was, and then now what is my understanding is, I am foolish, low-born, insignificant, and always desire material enjoyment. So I sincerely hope that I can become someday to service to Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada lotus feet. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Although that was the last offering, we still have a brief closing ceremony, which will be performed by Avantika. She could get in here with her ukulele. Where's your axe? Do you bring your axe? Okay, all the musicians are coming in with their... Here, you all sit over here and do some closing performance that will dazzle us and everyone online.
This is kind of on the spot.
You can sit up here so the camera can see you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Itagara Hariba, Hariba. Haribo, Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Give it up for the Bhakti sisters. A little more, come on. With much aloha, we thank you for participating in this year's extended Vyasa Puja program that we intend to carry on throughout the year, hopefully from this association yesterday, today, we carry forward the spirit every day of our lives in full service to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We feel especially enlivened that His Holiness Giriraj and His Holiness Keshav Bharati Maharaj, Ratatvaj Swami, we're here to bless this event. Thank you very, very much, Maharaj. Also, to all our online viewers, and there are quite a few of them who stayed tuned for the whole program, starting from the morning time on Janmashtami all the way till the present moment. We thank you very much for. Let's have a hand for all our brothers and sisters online. Hare Krishna. And we'll see you all here in a few hours for the Sunday program. Go Premanande Haribo! Vanchakalpadurvascha kripasanabhevcha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Okay, tomorrow we have a very special program planned for 1 o'clock? 1 p.m. And for all the devotees, let me put it this way, all the devotees worked very hard to put on this Janmashtami program. It wouldn't be possible to stand up and just give a few mentions of the devotees. We would never come to the end of it. So we've planned a lunch program tomorrow to thank devotees to please come at 1 o'clock if you're one of the volunteers for the program. And we're involved in the Janmashtami preparations. Please come. It's an appreciation day for all of you. 1 o'clock p.m. See you then. Hare Krishna.